I'm the Scrub and you're here for one reason. And we're finally fighting the Ascian. Again. What is this, 2016? If you look in the 5.4 patch trailer, it shows Gaia with a giant hammer. Unfortunately, this only happens in the Savage version. You have no idea how disappointed I was at the end of this fight to know that I wasn't gonna get to fight the mini-goth. But I'm doing this for Reen because she wants to save her friend. And friendship will triumph over all. Or some shit. Time to learn about Eden's Promise Eternity. Simplified. There will be no walls around the arena, so try not to fall off. Malfeasium is a room-wide AoE. Eden's Promise will teleport into the middle of the room and perform Cast. This will draw in energy from the primals located behind the main tank. The first will target Ramuh, which will be purple energy. This will be a point-blank AoE around the boss. Just get out to avoid it. Getting hit by any mechanic from a primal will give you a Vuln stack. Then it will target Leviathan, which will be blue energy. This will send out long straight-line AoEs on the left and right sides of the boss. The only safe zone for this attack is an area which is a straight line through the middle of the boss. It will then repeat the Ramuh and Leviathan mechanics. Formless Judgment is a tank buster to both tanks. The boss will then move back into the middle of the room and perform Cast again, this time drawing in from the energy of two different primals. It will target Ifrit, which will be red energy. This will send out a wide conal AoE on the north and south sides of the arena. The only safe zones for this attack are directly on the west and east sides of the arena in a narrow conal area. It will then target Garuda, which will be green energy. This will shoot out conal AoEs on the cardinal points of the arena. The safe area for this mechanic are all of the intercardinal points around the arena. It will then repeat the Ifrit and Garuda mechanics. After another room-wide AoE, Eden's Promise will cause everyone to be down for the count and a cutscene will play. If you manage to get the boss below 70% health, it will skip all other mechanics and put everyone down for the count when it completes its next attack. When the cutscene ends, step onto the transport circle on the north end of the arena. This will take you to the next platform. For this arena and every platform coming up, if you don't step onto the transport circle in time, the boss will destroy the platform along with you on it and you will instantly die. A bar labeled Gaia's Memories will appear and start completely full at 100. Every bit of damage that each treasured memory crystal takes will reduce the bar. It is actually impossible to fail this ad phase, but I'll explain it anyway. Each platform will have ads along with a few mechanics. The first platform will have 4 ads tethered to the crystal in the middle. When you destroy these ads, there will be a straight line stack marker through the middle of the platform. When this appears, 2 players will get a marker over their heads. A few seconds later, these marked players will drop a conal AoE through their position wherever they are standing. So these players will need to point these away from the rest of the party. Getting hit by either of these conal AoEs will give you a Vuln stack. After these are dropped off, the entire party should group up in the straight line stack marker to soak the damage. You can then step on the transportation circle, which will take you to the next platform. The second platform will have both healers get a stack marker. You can split up into light parties and soak the damage. However, you can actually stack up these markers together and take both of them as a group of 8 and you'll be hit with significantly less damage. 2 enemies will appear and tether to the crystal. Destroy these enemies as fast as you can. When both of the enemies have been defeated, the boss will perform a knockback from one of the sides of the platform. Just get close to the side that the knockback will be coming from in order to ensure that you don't fly off the platform. You can also use knockback immunity to nullify this. You can then step on the next teleportation circle to take you to the last part of the ad phase. The third platform will have 6 enemies tethered to the crystal. Destroy these enemies as fast as you can. When all the enemies have been defeated, the boss will create a knockback from the middle of the platform. Just get as close to the middle of the platform as possible to avoid being knocked off. Again, knockback immunity works for this mechanic. When you have finished the third platform, you can step on the circle to be transported back to the main platform where the boss will perform Paradise Lost, which is its ultimate. After this, Eden's Promise will return to the arena. From here, the primals will begin to happen in pairs. There are only 5 combinations of pairs that can happen. Ramuh and Leviathan, which will be the colors of purple and blue. This will mean that you'll need to get out while also staying in the straight line safe zone of Leviathan. So this will have small safe zones on the north and south of the arena. Ramuh and Garuda will be the colors of purple and green. This will mean that you'll not only need to get out, but also avoid the cardinal directions because of the conal AoEs of Garuda. So the safe zones for this mechanic are the intercardinals towards the outside of the arena. Ramuh and Ifrit will be the colors of purple and red. This will mean that you'll need to get out, but also avoid the entire north and south side of the arena thanks to Ifrit's massive conal AoEs. So the safe zones for this are all the way on the far west and far east sides of the platform. Leviathan and Garuda will be the colors of blue and green. This will mean that you'll need to get inside the straight line safe zone while also avoiding the cardinal directions of Garuda's AoEs. So the safe zones for this mechanic are in the hitbox of the boss on the intercardinal points. And finally, Ifrit and Leviathan will be the colors of red and blue. This will mean that you'll need to get inside the straight line safe zone while also avoiding the entire north and south area of the arena. So the safe zones for this mechanic are small triangular points on the left and right of the boss's hitbox. The only combination that can't happen is Garuda and Ifrit, as not only was this the combination for E6, but this can't happen as these two combined will not leave the safe zone. You will also have to watch for if it casts either stock or cast when it gathers energy from different primals. Cast will instantly fire the AoE, and stock will store the move for later. When the boss casts the move release, it will fire the primal AoEs that it has previously stored. Room-wide AoEs and tank busters will happen in between pairs of primal mechanics. It will also have 2 extra primals that it will be able to summon from with the casts of Junction Titan and Junction Shiva. Gathering the energy of Titan will have Eden's Promise cast Earth and Fury. This will be a room-wide AoE and change the arena to have a different pattern of circles on it. There will be 9 boulders that will fall into the middle of the circles in the pattern around the arena. The first set that will drop will be 1 small boulder in the middle and 4 boulders on the outside, 2 small and 2 large, and the second set will be 4 small boulders on the outside. When these boulders land in the arena, they will light up and explode after just a few seconds. The size of the boulder will determine the size of the explosion. You'll need to get away from the first 2 larger boulders, so stand on the outside circle in between the first 2 smaller boulders and wait for the first set of explosions to go off. You can then move into the middle circle to dodge the second set of explosions. After this, Eden's Promise will hold out either their left or right hand and have a red and pink particle effect coming from this side with the cast of Rapturous Reach. This will be a 210-degree AoE on the side that the boss is reaching out from. Then, one person will get a stack marker. Group up to share the damage as best you can. Following this, the boss will cast Release and perform the primal AoEs that are previously stored before it casts Junction Titan, so make sure that you're paying attention to which primal mechanics are being stored. Gathering the energy of Shiva will have Eden's Promise cast Diamond Dust. This will be a room-wide AoE, and after a few seconds, change the arena to be covered in ice. Everyone will get the debuff of Thin Ice, which will cause you to slide a set distance in the direction that you moved instead of walking or running. If you move in the wrong direction, you can fling yourself straight off the arena. Everyone will need to spread out as best they can before the ice floor is put down, as random players will get a point-blank AoE. We try to spread out early to not overlap these. Then, one player will get a stack marker. You can wait until the ice floor disappears before moving together to share the damage. Then there will be a cast of Rapturous Reach from the boss, so you'll need to see which hand is being held out and get to the opposite side. As this goes off, everyone will get a point-blank AoE, so you'll all need to spread out as best you can and avoid overlapping these AoEs. Following this, the boss will cast Release and perform the primal AoEs that are previously stored. Mechanics will repeat and cycle until Eden's Promise has been defeated. Congratulations, you have completed the raid series of Eden's Promise. My name is The Scrub. Thank you for watching.